Back with us now, House Oversight Ranking Member. He is Kentucky's James Comer. Congressman, it's great to see you. This is a really serious double standard with Twitter and Facebook's WhatsApp accused of enabling the Taliban's rise to power. The Taliban is using these social media platforms to spread their terror propaganda, do a propaganda blitz, and also battle plans, even run the government. They're blocking conservatives here, though. What do you say to this story?
It's just another slap in the face by big tech. Their double standard is unbelievable. I mean, it's one thing to be partisan towards the Democrats if you're a liberal big tech company from California, but to allow the Taliban and other jihadists to use your platform, not only to plan on the battlefield, but to recruit fellow terrorists is unacceptable. And we talk about ways to hold big tech accountable, but Congress is going to have to lay down the law. You know, there's a lot of talk about repealing Section 230. The fact that Facebook is now buying ads in business publications encouraging Congress to repeal Section 230 makes me think that this might not hold the big tech companies accountable like we want. I think we're going to have to look at the FCC fining companies like Twitter who refuse to do anything about the terrorists who continue to use their platform. I mean, this was a big part of the Taliban communicating with people and allowing them to take over Kabul. And I just don't see how members of Congress can continue to sit back and allow big tech to continue to censor conservatives but work with terrorists.
You know, Congressman, the Taliban is using Twitter and WhatsApp to actually establish control over Afghanistan. The Taliban spokesman has 287,000 followers. They use Twitter to assert that the overthrow has been peaceful, despite reports to the contrary. We just broke the news of gunshots fired now by the Taliban in neighborhoods in Kabul. That the propaganda blitz at Kabul welcomed the Taliban. The situation is under control. They're using it to organize their troops, their battle plans. They use WhatsApp phone numbers to negotiate surrenders, announce new governing rules to the country on Twitter, official statements on Twitter, emergency broadcast system via WhatsApp. I mean, we're talking about something even deeper than just propaganda. They're using it to run the country. That's something different. This is a terrorist country now. And now the social media platforms are being used to run it there. What do you do about that?
I mean, it's almost like an act of war, what Twitter's doing. It's criminal. They're aiding terrorist organizations, and they have no shame when they've been asked over the last 48 hours if they were going to ban the Taliban like other social media platforms have. And Twitter said, no, we're going to continue as long as they're doing things truthful. Well, it's not truthful. You talk about fake news and misinformation. To say that they took over that city without any bloodshed is not an accurate statement. And we know that for a fact. So it's very disappointing. There's no shame with Twitter. Of course, Facebook is playing both sides on this issue. Facebook says that they're not going to allow it, but they own WhatsApp. And WhatsApp was an important part of the Taliban strategy to take over Afghanistan and to recruit members. And as you said, to negotiate peace treaties with our adversaries. So it's another slap in the face by big tech. Not only do they censor conservatives and take people like President Trump and some of my Republican colleagues off Twitter or ban Twitter, they're allowing this to continue, and they admit it.
Okay, Congressman James Comer, thanks for coming on. It's good to see you again. Come back soon.